Just one spoonful a day, yet most seniors don't realize the difference it could make. According to a 2023 review in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging, certain overlooked food combinations, when added even in small amounts, have shown faster improvements in joint strength and stability than many conventional interventions. But here's where it gets concerning. Over 70% of adults over 50 regularly consume meals that lack this critical nutrient pairing, unknowingly slowing their own recovery, even if they're exercising regularly. Most people believe that regular walking, basic stretches, or supplements alone will rebuild aging leg and knee strength. But this belief quietly collapses when certain key nutrients are missing from daily meals, nutrients that influence how well joints repair and muscles rebuild. That's why in today's video, we'll reveal the 4 leg-strengthening foods seniors should start adding to their meals immediately. These foods are arranged from least to most impactful, so be sure to stay with us all the way to the final one to avoid missing the most powerful addition. Because if just one spoon could start reversing years of weakness, what else could it unlock? Especially when some seniors never regain full strength, even with rehab, simply because their diet leaves out this one thing. And deeper still, there's a morning trick using one of these foods that doesn't just support leg strength, it may improve total body mobility, as seen in findings from the Mayo Clinic. Stay with us till the end. Before we uncover the specific 4 foods that restore leg and knee strength, there's something foundational you need to understand, because missing this context is exactly why many people don't see results, even when they think they're eating right. Let's begin with something that seems almost too simple to believe. Can just a spoonful of a common ingredient genuinely improve leg function? The answer lies in what sets certain foods apart. It's not just the nutrient content, it's how these nutrients interact with aging muscles, joints, and bones, especially in seniors. As the body ages, the biochemical response to food changes. Certain compounds that once had little impact in youth now become critical regulators of inflammation, muscle protein synthesis, and cartilage resilience. This is why some foods, often overlooked, hold far more power than typical calcium-rich or high-protein choices commonly recommended. They don't just feed the body, they signal it. They communicate directly with systems responsible for balance, mobility, and pain regulation. It's not just about what the food contains. It's about how the body uses it and how aging physiology responds. For instance, some foods work by enhancing mineral absorption where bone density is failing, while others modulate chronic low-grade inflammation, which silently deteriorates joint integrity. When all these effects converge from just a spoonful, taken consistently, leg strength doesn't just stabilize. It begins to rebuild. But most people are unaware of this because the foods that work are rarely discussed in routine health advice. Not even many specialists fully account for how these combinations act in synergy, especially in those over 60. If any of this is already resonating with you, drop a 100 in the comments. But if you're unsure or skeptical, write 0 and tell us where in the world you are joining from, so we can help guide you better. And don't forget to subscribe if you care about staying in your best shape or want to help someone else do the same. Now, let's walk through the actual 4 foods, each with unique properties, building from the most basic to the one that ties it all together in a way that could change how you walk, stand, and move for the rest of your life. Number 4 on our list is turmeric. In recent studies from institutions like the University of Arizona and clinical trials published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has demonstrated measurable reductions in inflammatory markers commonly elevated in aging adults with chronic knee or joint pain. But what's often left unspoken is this. For many seniors, despite committed physical therapy and consistent lower body workouts, the stiffness and discomfort in their knees persists stubbornly, as if the root problem lies beyond the muscles alone. This disconnect leads to an overlooked nutritional gap. Curcumin doesn't work in isolation. Without piperine, the bioactive compound in black pepper, its absorption in the human body is as low as 1%. What emerges here is a quietly critical synergy. When turmeric is combined with black pepper, curcumin's bioavailability shoots up by over 2,000%, which is the missing nutritional mechanism most seniors never integrate. The result? A compound interaction that not only suppresses inflammatory enzymes like COX-2 but also stimulates collagen production within the connective tissues surrounding the knee joint. Repeated resistance training alone fails to regenerate ligament elasticity or restore fluid joint movement in many older adults, but this food combination enhances blood circulation, strengthens the synovial membrane, and supports structural recovery from within. According to findings from the Arthritis Foundation, those who consistently consumed this pairing reported noticeable joint relief in under 6 weeks. This demonstrates why, for aging legs and weakened knees, turmeric and black pepper are not just anti-inflammatories, they're metabolic enablers of strength recovery, especially when exercise stops being enough. A practical approach is to mix 1 spoon of turmeric with a pinch of black pepper into warm meals, stews, or even smoothies. It's an unassuming dietary change that can shift the recovery curve for those whose efforts through exercise alone have plateaued. Number 3 is watercress. Often overlooked beside flashier superfoods, watercress carries a nutrient density score of 100, ranking it the highest of all leafy vegetables, according to the CDC. Yet its real power for aging legs lies in its composition, rich in natural nitrates, vitamin K, and phenolic antioxidants. Many seniors struggling with persistent joint instability are unaware that their muscle tendon recovery is being throttled by insufficient microcirculation. This bottleneck silently starves their legs of the raw vascular support required for strength regrowth, even with targeted lower body exercise. But watercress interacts directly with endothelial function, improving nitric oxide production that widens blood vessels, thus restoring efficient nutrient delivery to weakened leg muscles and knee joints. 1 spoonful daily has shown to increase vascular response and muscle oxygenation in clinical trials from Maastricht University in the Netherlands. In aging populations, where connective tissues degrade faster due to oxidative stress, watercress adds another dimension. It stimulates collagen synthesis and reinforces ligament elasticity, which is central to joint stability and leg support. Unlike isolated vitamin supplements, its biocompound matrix works synergistically. Vitamin K supports calcium regulation in bones, while its polyphenol counteract chronic inflammation in tendons. The cognitive tension here is striking. Why do years of supplements and stretches yield minimal gains for many seniors, while 1 underrated spoonful of this cruciferous herb delivers rapid, observable change? The answer is hidden in bioavailability, blood flow, and microrepair. The older the body, the less efficient these internal systems become unless externally jump-started. Watercress, when integrated regularly into meals like soups, salads, or blended sauces, initiates that recovery process from within, often reversing years of leg weakness faster than most conventional methods. For optimal support, 1 tablespoon finely chopped per day suffices, a small step with a disproportionately powerful effect on aged leg recovery. 2. Dried fenugreek leaves. In traditional medicine systems like Ayurveda, dried fenugreek leaves have been a quiet cornerstone for restoring balance in aging joints. But only recently did researchers from the University of Rajshahi discover that the naturally occurring saponins in fenugreek not only reduce inflammation in the synovial membrane of the knee, but also trigger a gentle boost in endogenous testosterone levels, especially in males over 60. The result is an uptick in muscle protein synthesis, even in individuals with low physical activity levels. While many seniors struggle with stiffness that seems to lock the knees in the morning, the anti-inflammatory compound diastenin found in fenugreek targets the joint linings and provides lubrication-like effects that build cumulatively. What most seniors don't notice early enough is the gradual degeneration of the knee cartilage. What starts as subtle discomfort during stair climbing eventually becomes grinding pain during normal walking. Consuming dried fenugreek leaves in moderate amounts, about 1 teaspoon crushed into a soup, sauce, or sprinkle over cooked vegetables, ensures a rich intake of iron, magnesium, and phytoestrogens that restore muscle elasticity. It's not just about reducing pain. It's about enabling movement, empowering strength, and rebuilding foundational support. Most importantly, these benefits are tied directly to stronger knees because the leaves interrupt the chain of inflammation, rebuild connective muscle integrity, and enable neuromuscular control. This is especially useful for older adults with age-induced muscle imbalances and early sarcopenia. Among Indian seniors, frequent consumption of this leaf showed a 22% higher muscle density on scans compared to non-consumers. For those on medications or dealing with diabetes, dried fenugreek also offers glycemic control, which makes it safer as an add-on for many therapeutic diets. By incorporating this single spoon of leaf into at least 2 meals per week, many aging adults begin to feel less rigidity during the first steps out of bed and more stability when standing from a seated position. 1. Ground sesame seeds. When consumed first thing in the morning, ground sesame seeds activate a cascade of metabolic benefits that go far beyond knee protection. Researchers from Osaka University noted that seniors who consumed 1 teaspoon of ground sesame seeds mixed with warm water on an empty stomach experienced increased flexibility in both their legs and lower back within 8 weeks. The reason is simple. Sesame seeds are a triple threat, loaded with calcium for bone density, zinc for collagen repair, and sesamin, a lignin compound shown to prevent cartilage erosion in aging joints. This one habit helps the body replenish lost minerals from overnight fasting, improves nutrient absorption throughout the day, and crucially activates anti-inflammatory pathways that promote whole-body mobility. The issue most older adults face is not just weak knees, it's the systemic stiffness that starts from the feet, climbs the legs, and locks the hips. This morning sesame habit breaks that cycle. Unlike supplements, the bioavailability of nutrients in ground sesame is immediate, allowing the body to channel these minerals straight to structural repair. In clinical observations published by the Journal of Nutrition and Aging, daily intake of sesame lignans led to a 36% reduction in biomarkers associated with joint degradation over a 12-week period. But the trick lies in timing. Taking it in the morning, when cortisol levels are high and the body is in a catabolic state, creates a protective shield against muscle wasting. And by including it with warm water, absorption is accelerated through mucosal membranes in the gut. The full-body impact isn't accidental, it's physiological. Because strong knees depend on coordinated movement, the mobility of your spine, hips, and ankles matter just as much. That's why this simple morning act has been associated with improved balance, smoother walking gait, and fewer reported incidents of falls. For women over 65 especially, where osteoporosis is more pronounced, the calcium concentration in ground sesame, about 88 milligrams per tablespoon, offers a natural scaffold for preserving joint space and preventing the inward collapse of the knee joint. This is not merely about adding seeds to meals, it's about precision, timing, and targeted nourishment. The morning trick that many overlook is mixing 1 teaspoon of ground sesame seeds in warm water and drinking it on an empty stomach. Doing so activates the body's anti-inflammatory and bone repair mechanisms during the metabolic window where nutrients are most effectively absorbed. Unlike delayed post-meal absorption, this early intake supplies the joints, ligaments, and even spinal vertebrae with the immediate tools needed for repair. Over time, this creates an upward chain of benefit, starting from the knees and climbing up to support total body mobility. The foods covered today aren't just kitchen ingredients. They are science-backed interventions designed to restore strength, protect cartilage, and regenerate movement capacity in seniors. Adding them into your meals strategically can lead to transformative changes, especially in how your body feels during the first few hours of the day. Even starting with just one habit, like the sesame morning trick, can bring measurable improvements. If you've watched up to this point, it means you're serious about protecting your mobility and independence. So, hit that subscribe button now, because every day we share safe, actionable health tips you won't want to miss. Let us know in the comments which one surprised you the most and where in the world you're watching from. We'd love to hear your story. Thank you for watching, and take care of your health.